I'm back. This chair is loud, but yeah, man. I know it's been about 5 months since I've done one of these, but been busy. Not really, but yeah, in a way, it's been. I guess summer happened. We were coming and going, and just didn't really have time to put one out. And yeah, that's the only excuse I have. But now I'm gonna try to do it more. So hit that notification button, and yeah, it'll let you know. Anyways, today we have local artist, singer-songwriter, Mr. Brett Patterson on the show. And he's just going to kind of, I don't know, just kind of talk and see where he originally got the idea to even pick up a guitar. So it's going to be fun. He's going to play off a few tunes, and it's just going to be him and I just jamming along, having a few. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get this thing going. This chair is loud.
I'm homeless, I'm a man without a job. Won't you give me purpose? Can you show me how to stop this dying? 'Cause it ain't alright with me.
Whenever I got it, I didn't know how much I would use it. Hold on. Got to put my Brett Patterson.
I love it.
Got to support, man. Whenever I got it, like I had plans to like do a whole lot of sketching and stuff on it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of tough, It's not. I mean, it's like I can draw. I'm a decent artist,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. No
but
doubt.
as far as like on the actual iPad, I watch TikTok and then I see like people doing all these things, and I'm like, man, I can do that.
Yeah.
Dude, I got this. I try to do it. It
Really?
wasn't working, dude.
Really?
It was.
What's the difference? Are you is it a graphic art thing, or is it just the actual software of the iPad?
I would say it's more of a graphic artist
I
type deal,
gotcha.
because like there's so much to do, and there's so many different brushes, so many different. I don't know. It's really kind of hard to explain, but it's not very.
Yeah.
I'd much
It's
rather,
different than using your hand, I guess.
Yeah, I'd much rather like paint. Like I don't even have anything here that I've painted, but
What about that up there? Is that your
that's
work?
it. No, that's Hazley's.
Oh, wow. She's got it too then.
Yeah, she did that like maybe 3 weeks ago.
That's
3 or
awesome.
4 weeks ago.
Yeah, she's got it too.
We did that. She wanted to. Man, she's been asking me to paint, and it's kind of difficult, especially with anybody trying to explain to them like, okay, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
But her, that took about maybe an hour and a half to do.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, is it?
Not bad at all. I know what it is,
Yeah.
Some good detail in there.
I probably helped out with maybe about 70% of it, but for the most part, she thinks she did it all, which she did. She did quite a bit of it. So,
But I bet it's hard to explain how to do something that comes natural,
Dude,
especially art when it's subjective too.
I'm telling you,
There's not one way to do it.
that right there. The
That looks great.
the gradients in it.
Yeah.
So, and I'll take a picture of it so everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It was tough, man. It was like, I was like, so you got to use water. She's like, well, why do I got to use water? And I was like, well, it kind of mixes the paint together. She was like, well, you don't want to mix the paint together. I was like, all right, I know this. So, that's kind of what I dealt with for about an hour.
Yeah.
So.
Just a lot of whys,
Yeah, exactly. So let me start off this real quick. I appreciate you coming over.
Of course, man.
I know you had a long journey to get
Oh
here.
yeah. Long trek for me for sure.
Yeah. So how long did it take you to get here?
Oh, about over under 25.5 seconds.
That wasn't very long at all.
No.
Yeah. So we got my good buddy right here. Can you introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are and kind of what you do, really?
Yeah. My name's Brett Patterson. I'm a singer-songwriter along with plenty of other things on the side, and I'm from Stanford, Texas,
The good old Stanford, Texas.
the big city.
How long have you lived here?
I've lived here my entire life. I'm 21 years old, and I say I've lived here my entire life. I went to college for a couple of years, but I came home all the time. But born and raised here. Always went to school at Stanford ISD.
Where were you born?
I was born in Abilene, so I get technically you got me there. Yeah.
Where at though? Like regional?
Hendricks.
Man.
Yep.
I didn't know you were that young. You were 21 years old.
21. Yeah.
Man.
I didn't tell people that
The
for
good
a while,
old
but,
days,
you know.
man. So you graduated. You graduated what year?
2020.
2020.
Yep, the crazy one.
How was that, dude?
Well, that's looking back, I'm thankful for it because that's really when I got into playing guitar, writing songs, playing covers, learning covers, trying to play shows, the best I could in 2020.
So you were
it was nuts, man.
You were a senior.
I was.
Whenever that happened.
Yep.
And so when did you get out of school? Like when did they? I remember kind of vaguely about it, but like,
yeah.
What was that? Like, was it like mid-year? They were like, "Hey, y'all gotta go,"
Pretty much. It was spring break, and I was playing baseball. We played some games in the earlier half of spring break, and a few days before we were supposed to go back, we had a game, and we beat Windthorst, and it was cool. We had never beaten Windthorst in my high school career, and then that was our last game.
Yeah, that was it.
And we went back to school at some point we went back to school for like a day or two, and that was it, And it was kind of awesome, but it was just it blew my mind, man.
What was it like with homework and school? Was it like was it still going on? Were you still having to turn in your stuff or what, like?
They tried to do the best they could to put it on I think Google Classroom, or Canvas. One of those was the software that they used. But it was a joke. There was no monitoring it, and nobody expected it.
Oh man, that's
I
crazy.
can't believe we let that happen.
But did you get your diploma?
I did.
Man,
I did.
Oh, man. Hey,
I got it.
Graduated.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters in the end. Man.
That's funny.
We had a lot of fun too. We went out to the lake a lot,
but you can't go to school together.
No, yeah. We did everything else together, but not school, I guess.
That's crazy, but it's
6 feet apart, of course.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, obviously, mask and all. But that's crazy. I didn't know, I didn't put two and two together that was, you went through that.
Yep.
That was a wild year, man.
It was. I don't know if we'll ever experience anything like it again.
Man.
I don't want to. It was kind of cool in a way,
Yeah.
Not cool. Cool is not the right word, but it was interesting.
So that was your senior year, right? You went to college after that. Like, what was that like? How was that whole situation?
So they opened up the campus the next fall, and I went to Weatherford College, and me and all my buddies were able to go to college.
That next fall,
more or less the normal way, but we had to wear masks all year long that first year in the classroom. Anywhere on campus, you had to have a mask on.
Oh man, that'd be
in the cafeteria. If you were not eating, you had to have your mask on. It was crazy, man.
Like, pull it down.
Yeah. So I went that first year, and I was pretty studious enough,
Did you wear one?
Yeah, I did. Reluctantly, they had to tell me to put it above my nose a few times. But
man, them masks were getting crazy. Every time you see somebody with a mask, it was different, and then people started getting like, oh, they were just wild. You see them on TikTok everywhere, and they had like a big old, just a plastic bag over their face. Panties everywhere. It was. Oh well, but it's in the past. It's in the past.
Yeah, thank God it's in the past. That was horrible.
But you mentioned that's kind of whenever you started, I guess, getting more into your music. How long have you been actually playing your guitar over there?
I've been playing my guitar over there for, well, let's see, I got my first guitar Christmas of my senior year, so that would be, December of 2019. So I'd been playing it since then. So not long before COVID, 3 months before COVID.
Seriously?
And yeah.
Dude, you've only been playing it for that long? Really?
That long. Yep.
Dang, man.
Picked it up fast, you know.
I was going to ask you, like, if you were, like, what were you walking and stuff whenever you first picked up a guitar? Like, I didn't. You play, because you play so good, and they'll get to see here in a little bit.
Right.
But,
well,
man,
I've always been, music's always kind of been a natural gift to me. And my dad's real musical, and
yeah,
so I've had that, and I've always loved music and listened, and I've always been able to sing in the car and, you know, in the shower and whatnot.
So you're saying it's possible for me.
That's right. And I also
There
teach
is a
guitar
chance.
lessons for anybody interested. I charge $30 an hour, so
Holler
putting that
at 'em.
out there, you know.
I probably couldn't play. I mean, I played Guitar Hero in high school. That's about it.
I didn't really think I could play necessarily until I just did it, you know, and just kind of got obsessed with it and had all the time to.
How many hours do you think you put into it?
Oh man, how many hours before I started playing shows? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like total hours, like right
Man.
now. I mean, yeah.
Oh,
do you-
man.
Like, is it in like the thousands, 5,000s,
Yeah,
10,000s?
I'd say it's a thousands probably.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's got to be more than 100. Yeah, it's definitely more than hundreds,
Yeah, 'cause
thousands.
I've got like 900 on the game, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Not really.
It happens
but kinda.
fast though. You know, it sounds like a lot, but it's not. You know,
yeah,
and I don't set a practice time anymore. But you know, when I wanted to play shows, you had to have 2 to 3 hours worth of material, and you can get away with playing some songs twice or whatever.
Yeah,
But that's a lot of songs to learn.
that is a lot of songs. That's a lot of. I mean, does it ever? I guess say you're into 2.5 hour, 3 hour jobs, and you're like, oh, you know, cheeks are hurting.
Oh yeah.
You're pushing through it though.
Oh,
Huh?
oh yeah. I get sick all the time, man, from that type of thing. And like, I sing with a rasp in my voice, kind of a grungy type thing, which I love doing, but I know it's not good for me. And
It sounds good.
well,
Sounds really good.
That's what I do it for, you know?
Having a lot of hours into something is really something, because like a lot of people, I'm going to kind of compare it to my artwork. You know, a lot of people say it's kind of natural to me, which at first it was. I mean, it is kind of sort of, but at the same time, like I put a lot of hours into work into my artwork. Like, I mean, ever since I was maybe first grade. I mean, pre first grade. I mean, I was drawing on everything, painting on everything. You know, I'd get done with my homework, flip it around, and then, you know, do it right there.
And that's your incentive to finishing your homework. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I asked, I was like, "Can I do?"
So you were working on your craft before you even knew you were working on your craft.
Yeah,
really.
exactly. And like, I mean, I enjoyed doing like just painting, drawing. I mean, I remember I was in kindergarten. I'd go to work with my mom, and she'd get me some crayons and like a notebook paper.
Yeah.
I mean, a little spiral notebook, and I'd just sit there and I mean, that's the earliest memory that I have of drawing is with crayons and going with her to work and just, you know, sitting there for hours, you know, hours and hours, and just drawing away with my little crayons.
And the time was probably going by fast because you were doing what you love. You know?
Yeah, and then, you know, fast forward 13, 14, 15, 16 years, you know, you keep doing that, and that's a lot of hours going into it. So, or people say like I'm talented, you know, it's something I was born with, but they don't necessarily realize how much time that I tell them all the time, like I put a lot of time into art.
Yeah,
and
no doubt.
It pays off. And like I said, I mean, I think if anybody wants to do anything, that's kind of what I'm getting at, is like, if you want to do something, just put the hours in, you know, like you.
For sure.
I could have sworn, man, I probably would have lost $300 if you would have told me, like, if we would have made a bet, because I still don't believe you.
Right.
But it is what it is, you know. I mean, you say you started 4 years ago, be it, man.
It's one of those things. It's not, you know, a lot of God-given talent, but it's not. There's a lot of grinding that goes into not even perfecting, just improving a craft. You know?
I'm gonna have to pick up a guitar and start going.
It's a good conversation spark, though. You know,
that's wild, dude. Because the way you sound, the way you play, it almost sounds like you have been playing for years. You know, and I'm sure you've been around it because your dad's been playing for quite a while, hadn't he?
He has, and you know, it just comes down to I had so much time to probably grind. If I was, let's say I was working a job or I had a family or I was, really focusing on school, then it would be a lot harder to get down a craft, to perfect a craft, if I didn't have so much, that's right. If I didn't have so much time in that 2020 year, so I probably made up more or less a year or two worth of grinding behind the scenes.
Oh yeah,
during that time, so that really helped.
So you started playing in 19, okay? So when did you actually play your first show?
Yeah, so my first public show was, it would have to be May of 2020. It was a week after I graduated, so it would have been around May 31st, June 1st of 2020.
Okay.
But I played my first private show in April of 2020.
Okay.
Right in the middle of both of those were right in the middle of all the COVID.
How was that?
It was fun, man. It was different. But I loved the idea of performing from the very start.
Yeah.
That was part of the reason
Dang, dude, how do you do it, dude? How do you, I'm not much of a people person.
Yeah.
Especially a large crowd.
I feel like you are. You put on that party this summer.
I'm trying,
The catfish?
Oh yeah, I did the second annual. What do we call that? I think we just call it the tank party. Fish fry.
Kinsler Fish Fry.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think it was Kai's Fish Fry.
Yeah,
something like that.
I loved it.
It was.
That was
fun.
one of my favorite shows, man. That was a blast.
That was fun, man. I don't remember the later end of it, the night, but man, all I remember is waking up. It seemed like it was for maybe 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, but I don't know because
there's no telling.
I woke up to somebody. Somebody else was sitting there, and I was like, "When did you get there?" So it was just nice.
You lose track of time and things like that.
It was nice, and the weather was right. Had Brett playing. You did good, man.
Thank you,
everybody loved it.
I'm glad.
Sorry you had to stay as late.
You're good. I love staying late for those type of parties.
But
just for people that love listening, I love playing to people that love listening.
Yeah.
If not, I just kind of want to get out of there. You know,
you don't understand.
It's a soul sucker, man.
Oh, dude, everybody was just. They enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it too. From the. You played for how long? Do you think you played?
If I had to guess, I always say let's do about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
But I just love, once I get in that, in that mode, then I just love playing, especially when people are enjoying it. Probably 5 hours.
I bet so.
I bet it was
I was thinking more like
6.
6. I was
Six, probably, yeah.
Because I was sitting there.
Maybe with a couple 10-minute breaks. It was hurting, man. My voice hurt that next week for sure.
We had to pay him for that. But I think we took care of you, huh?
Oh yeah, y'all did for sure.
But
no doubt.
It was fun, man. I'll always hit you up if we need anything like
Let's
that.
do it, man. I love those parties.
I think the whole, your whole setup sounded good. You had a big old speaker.
Yeah.
It's it was huge.
Yeah, Bose, some kind of Bose L1. Shout out to Bose.
Yeah, shout out Bose. It was big. It was like a 2 or 3 piece deal.
Yeah, it was like
speaker or what?
It's real easy to put together and break down, but it's also pretty large, and it'll carry. It's like a stack system. Mm-hmm. So there's a bass that I don't know if there are any subs necessarily, but there's like a bass to it, and then 2 deals that you can stack that elevates the top speaker.
Yeah,
you put the top speaker on top of that.
Works
real good, man.
It sounded good.
It is. It's worked well at places like Lytle Land and Cattle, little, kind of small spots like that, but also like large outdoor events like y'all's,
So your first performance was in 2020, right?
That's right.
So you barely started in 19. So you've had a year of practice, basically. Your dad, he hadn't. Did he give you any lessons, or did he ever try to get you to play the guitar?
Yeah, he wanted me to. He probably wanted me to play quite a while before I decided to play, but
I bet that made him happy, huh?
Yeah, one thing about me is I'm a real stubborn dude.
Yeah,
I kind of like doing things when I want to do them.
Yeah,
and how I want to do them.
No, Dad.
Yeah,
I'm 5 years old. I'm gonna wait till I'm 19 or 18. How old were you?
I guess 18. 18? Yeah, 18. Yeah.
Leave me alone. Get out of my room.
Yeah. Well, he taught me some chords and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm just so stubborn that I had a hard time, like letting him just teach me all the time.
I can do it, Dad.
Everything.
I can do it. Dude,
So he still shows me some stuff, and I'll show him some stuff now too. And
that's cool, man.
it's cool, but I kind of like teaching myself.
Yeah. Parents don't know anything,
No, never.
That's how my teenager is, dude. I've got a 14-year-old. I have no idea about anything. Like, how we got this house? Pff, who knows? Like,
No.
How do I feed her? I don't know.
Still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. That's how teenagers are, man. You weren't stubborn. You're just a teenager.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I've kind of kept that mentality, but I'm also starting to realize, like, they knew what they were talking about
like,
the whole time because they did the same things.
Yeah. Like, hey, Dad, a couple of years back, you were trying to show me something. I'm sorry. What was it?
Yeah. Just curious.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, my child, she's a teenager. I'm sorry, Kinsley, I'm talking about her. But
All good things, though, Kinsley. She'd probably turn it off by now anyway.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, that's a year of you playing, and then you got your first private show.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it went pretty good.
It went good, yeah. I played for the Terrells out at Lake Stanford.
Oh, okay.
So it was a lot of fun. I've played a lot of shows out there since then.
I've seen you out there quite a bit.
I love them. Yeah. Yeah, I love them. They're great people. They've been supporting me for a long time. So
Yeah,
it
now
was good. But they must have been real patient with me because they gave me a lot of compliments that night. And
yeah.
looking back at my old videos, I
Cringe.
cringe. I don't know if are you the same way with some of your art stuff?
Oh yeah, like I've got artwork that I throw it away.
Yeah.
I'm like, what was I doing with this stuff?
Yeah. It's funny how similar like art and music, and music is an art.
And at the time, I thought it was so good. I would think it's so good, and then now it's just like, man, but that goes back to, I could have done something whenever I was 13, and I only had maybe I don't know, 5,000 hours at doing art.
You're gonna get
the
better,
hobby. And then now you look back and you're like, man, I see all these pictures all the time. You probably see videos all the time when someone first starts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have videos of yourself whenever you first started, and now
I do, and some of them are on YouTube, and I need to delete them. But yeah,
just like this podcast, man. I mean, that's like, in order to do something, you just got to go after it. You can't just, that's my whole ordeal. Like people, like with shirts, with T-shirts. My first couple T-shirts were horrible, but.
right.
You get about 40,000 in,
Yeah.
and then they start looking a little better.
Yeah, they do. It's just bound to happen. Same with these things. The cool thing about podcasts is, it's partly for fun.
Yeah.
So,
And plus, I can edit out quite a bit of
oh
it,
yeah. Oh yeah. You've got good gear to help you too.
Yeah,
man. This stuff
man.
is nice.
I've had it for about 3 years already.
Yeah.
Everything. And I told myself this year, I was like, man, it doesn't matter what they look like, what it's going to sound like, you got to put one out. So
Yep,
here I am.
You do.
But I mean, that's what I want to do, and I'm doing it. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you once again. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Of course, I'm happy to be here. I love these types of things. And it was a pretty far trip. You're gonna have to,
I'll
give me
comp
some.
you.
Yeah.
You got room and board.
All right. Deal. Deal.
We took that quick little break. We're back. Had to get this nice little guitar going with old Brett. He's gonna.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
All reliable.
So you want to just play a few, or however you want to do it, man.
Sure.
We can just listen up to Brett play a few tunes, and
Sweet.
You don't really have to play a couple hours. You can just play his couple songs.
All right.
Before
Sometimes that turns into a couple hours.
right. So before you start,
yeah.
Yeah. Death of Me is your new single.
That's right.
And that's talking about your college.
Yeah. It's talking about my college days. Yeah.
And how'd that come about? You just kind of sitting there and like, man, what am I going to do? Or is it more like you don't want this town to really bring you down? Or
I don't know. It's pretty true story, but it was just about me. Like my second year of college, I was just coming home like almost every weekend, and I was playing a lot of shows in Abilene, so that was part of the reason why. But then I'd stay at home throughout the week, and I wouldn't go to class, and
it's just class.
It's just class, and I'm not in college anymore, and that's why, but
Yeah.
and I might go back, but But I'm not going to go back to a college town. I moved back home, and I'm really happy here.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends just don't understand why I would want to move back home at age 21. But
Yeah.
it was just my time, and this is my home, and I'm a homebody. I don't want to live in Lubbock or Stephenville or Weatherford where I was living anymore.
That's where you get into trouble.
Yeah, no doubt about
I mean,
it.
there's nothing wrong with having a good time.
No, I love a good time.
But at the same time, you know, I was 21. I had a 2-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
You know, if that puts anything into perspective
Right.
for you. But yeah, man, I mean, it's not for everybody. You know, that's the thing. Like I tried college out for maybe a semester,
Yeah.
maybe a year, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't work out, but hey.
It's
Here I
great if
is.
you know what you want to do, but I
Yeah.
was just there, you know, just because that's what people did, and I didn't
Yeah.
really have much of a purpose. And I make good grades and stuff, intelligent. And that's not really that was never the issue. It was just I was not willing to go to class, and I didn't see any point in doing so at that point in my life. My music career was more or less taking off, or I thought it was, you know, and I was about ready to try to make that really happen. And
Yeah.
I was just over it, and I was not living a healthy lifestyle, you know, just going to
Oh, that's
bars a lot. And
that's something I think that should be elective. And honestly,
what's that?
that should be an elective.
Oh,
honestly,
yeah, for sure.
you got to spend at least 3 hours in a bar every week.
Every week, yeah. It was
Extra
happening.
credit.
Well, I was playing there, so I was, you know, kind of getting paid to be there. So
Yeah.
why wouldn't I be there, and why wouldn't I stay? And
Extra credit is if you get a ride home and you show me your Uber receipt. You know,
That's right. And this song's about kind of taking a step back from that, moving back home,
Yeah.
and surviving that.
Well, let's hear it, man.
This one's called Death of Me, and I can hear my voice about to crack, so I'm going to take a little drink of water.
All right, we're good.
Might be time to cut my hair and get my act down straight. Finish class and move back home and find a job that pays. It might not be what I want, but it's probably what I need. That college town might be fun, but might be the death of me. Might be time to cut those nights I was up till 6 a.m. Had class in a couple hours. I was making decisions that might not have been the wisest. Looking back, I see that college town might be fun, but might be the death of me. It's Thursday nights in one bedroom, so all I know. With roommates who thought I had lost all my control. I never meet a stranger, but I was a stranger to some sleep. That college town might be fun, but might be the death of me. Might be time to cut this song and call it what it is. I hope that maybe one day I'll play it for my friends. But for now I'll ride it west to my family. Might not be what I want, but I know it's what I need. College town might be fun, but won't be the death of me.
Sounds pretty good.
Thanks, man.
How else can you listen to that?
Yeah,
On
you can listen to that. Yeah,
Spotify?
iTunes, Spotify,
Man.
Apple Music, YouTube.
That's exactly what it's going to sound like.
Not
No,
OnlyFans. I like
Yeah.
sneaking that
There
one
it
in
is
there
right
at
there.
shows.
There it is
See
right
if
there.
anybody's listening.
OnlyFans BP.
Yeah.
It sounds just like your audio.
Thank you, man. Had a couple voice cracks in there, but I've been screaming at the Rangers all
That's
week.
all right.
It's just part of it.
Jeez. Hey, that's exactly what it's going to sound like whenever you go and listen to it.
I try to be that way, you know. I try to just kind of make it a. Of course, there are some producer
Natural.
tricks in the studio and stuff, but I recorded it live. Sitting on a chair just like this.
Yeah.
It wasn't much different from this.
Man.
Similar mic too, I think.
Really?
I think so.
That sounds
And then another
good.
mic on the.
Whenever y'all see this, I want y'all to go listen to the same song on iTunes or Spotify, whatever you have. If you're Spotify,
Yeah, whatever.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, but
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, nobody's perfect. But
So you're an Apple Music
Oh,
guy too.
yeah.
Oh,
All
as
day.
you should be. The organization
I pay
is
$20 all day.
worth it.
I think it's like 14, but
worth it.
yeah.
So worth it.
So is it easier for you to put it on Apple Music than it is?
It's the same. I go through a distribution deal called DistroKid, and it sends it out to everywhere. I set a release date. It's got to be 2 weeks or more from when I upload it to when I release it.
Yeah.
That way they can get it out to all the platforms. But no, it's pretty simple.
Will we run into any copyright issues on YouTube?
No, we're all good. We're all
Okay.
good. I wrote that song, by the way. So
he said it.
if you're trying
He
to
said it YouTube.
sue me,
Yeah.
go ahead. Not much to sue for. So.
My last when I did with Kelly, it got flagged for copyright. I don't know what, because you can still listen to the music. I mean, you can still hear our.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was though. Who knows? But
Man, if you can get into copyright law, man, you'll make a killing in the music business. I don't know a thing about it. So
well, there it is from Brett Patterson himself.
that's right. That one's called Death Me. Check it out.
So what else you got for us today? You can pretty much play whatever you want.
Sweet. Yeah,
Man.
I'll play. Now that we're on the subject of kind of the hometown thing, I happen to write a lot of my songs about that. So I'll write another hometown song. Let's see, which one do I want to play? I'll play this one. This one's called Unscathed. This one is also out everywhere.
I'm just gonna enjoy my beer while
Go
while I
for it.
listen to
It's
man.
that kind of song, you know.
So let's go.
And I've been a long time running. It's been a long time coming since I've been home. And I made a trip up north and got married and divorced. Those chains I broke, it's alright now. I had to learn somehow. It's really funny to think about the amount of times that I told those lies, but I walked away. Somehow unscathed from those Saturdays. Been almost 6 years now since I stepped in this little town. I can't say much has changed. All my close friends lived here then, said we'd all move back again. Maybe we'll get that arranged, but it's alright now. I have to learn somehow. It's really funny to think about the amount of times that I told those lies, but I walked away. Somehow unscathed from those Saturdays. For those Saturdays. The summer rain falls. These problems feel so small, just 'cause I walked away. Somehow I'm unscathed. For those Saturdays. For those Saturdays. For those Saturdays. For those Saturdays. I've been a long time running. It's been a long time coming since I've been home.
I get lost in that mode. I needed another beer because I drank all mine. I was like, man, 5 another beer. This dang music.
It's a good song for that, you know.
Ah, these Saturdays. What made you?
It's a reminiscence.
What was your inspiration on that?
Man, I actually wrote that one. That was more or less my imagination, and now it's kind of like coming true, which is funny. But,
Yeah.
I wrote it when I was still in college, but I like creative writing. I don't write everything just from personal experience. Sometimes I take maybe a nugget of personal experience and kind of come up with a character in my mind. Or situation.
When did you write that song? How long ago?
I would have been. I was 20 when I recorded it and released it, but I bet I was either late 19 or like early 20 when I wrote it. It was probably my second year of college, which was like my, in a lot of ways my highest of highs, in a lot of ways my lowest of lows. It's just a crazy, crazy year of my life.
It happens like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Whenever you came and played for us at the tank party, going back to that, he's been a long, about 5 or 6 hours. I'm thinking it's more 6 to 7, honestly.
Probably so, honestly.
And
I was lowballing it.
every song, it was exactly. I mean, it was good. I mean, every song was good. Every song that you played was good. Every cover you played was good, and it just, I still don't believe that he's started it in the year 19. But hey, to each your own, right? To each your own,
for sure. It's the unseen hours, man.
That's a good way to put it. Like you might, you're everybody sees how good you are, but they don't see what you've put into it. They don't see
the calluses and the fingers that don't even bleed anymore because they know what to do. All the hours.
What are your fingers looking like, by the way? Yep, that's them.
About what you expect. If you can see them, you probably can't, but
yeah. Man,
we'll have to get a close up and show them later.
Yeah, I'll put a picture right here. That's
what it takes.
That's grinding, though. I mean,
it is.
That's truly amazing, man.
It's just an awkward period that you have to embrace. You know? And I'm confident in my craft now, but there might be a day when I look back and think, man, maybe that was the awkward period. Yeah. I don't know. It's a never-ending cycle.
Like, was
but
that
you have
me?
to do it, If you don't do it, you're not going to get better.
I'm always going to compare it because, you can't. I feel like I can compare my craft to your craft. Obviously, you're still you're still doing it. I'm not. I'm not doing it as much. But like there are some there are some drawings I don't want anybody to see.
Yeah.
I don't want.
Oh yeah.
Hey, no, I didn't do that.
Yeah, I don't let people see my notes in my phone or my notebook. You know what I mean?
But it takes that to get to this, and you're at this, which I to me personally I think is good. But you can, obviously in about 5 years you're gonna be looking back at this podcast and you're like, man, I can't believe I played that.
Yeah. Right.
But
But that's
good.
what I got right now.
I think it's good.
I'm not gonna not play anything, so it's like one of those. You're always gonna be your biggest critic.
Yeah. Oh, always.
And that's not the worst thing.
You got any songs that don't necessarily need to be published, like as far as like it's too vulgar or something?
For sure. For sure.
Like some Cole Wetzel stuff. Kinda?
Yeah, I work at the church. I'm the youth pastor at the church, so that's part of it. You gotta be careful of your of what you. It's an interesting mix making Texas country music and being a youth director, and I love both, but they're just different. And so when I write songs like that, I might play them at some shows, but it's like, man, at the end of the day, I can't really put this out. I like putting out honest stuff. I like writing honest stuff, but sometimes that brutally honest / vulgar stuff, I kind of want to get into like writing with other people and selling. Maybe trying to sell songs to other people.
You can't write anything with me. We can always do a podcast.
Not a writer.
Not a writer.
Not a writer.
I'm not a musician either. But this is always open.
Yeah. Sweet, man. Heck yeah.
Always. It's just
this is fun.
It is.
We're having a blast.
That's kind of the reason why. Like I said earlier, it's just one of them things. At the first of the year, I was like, "You're gonna do it, or you're gonna sell the equipment.
Yeah.
You're gonna do." And like for me,
and it's tempting to try to sell that equipment.
Oh yeah, but for what? I'd much rather. I'd much rather do this.
Yeah,
I'd much rather.
It's a blast.
Listen to.
You forget the X amount of dollars that you sell it for, and you spend it fast.
Yeah.
These are good times.
Yeah,
you
good
know?
times.
I say that because I have some guitars that I probably need to sell.
Yeah.
You know? So if you want a pretty pricey American guitar,
look at him right
I'm
here.
just saying,
I'll put his
If y'all
number.
are looking, let me know. I need to get some off my hands.
Comes with 4 free hours of guitar lessons.
That's right.
Hey, that could be a sale
Decent
point.
deal, you know?
I'm telling you, man. I've always wanted to try to play guitar.
I've always wanted to start a podcast. You just have to do it.
Yeah,
you know?
you just got to do it. You know, looking back, like if I would have started trying to play the guitar 4 years ago, whenever I had the idea, goes back to that. Just do it. You know, if I would have just done it at the time, hell, I would have been here. We could have been here writing songs together, playing.
Yeah.
And no, I don't have any talent in the guitar whatsoever. So.
And I think about, what if I would have not had the drive I could have easily had the drive to do other things and never discover this talent.
Yeah.
You know? It's funny how life works.
I know, man.
Sometimes.
I'm telling you, and I say that probably more often than not. Like if you have a goal, just do it. You know, I've said that in past podcasts, and I want to continue to say it because I really believe in that. I really believe in, like, if you have a goal, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. You know, it doesn't matter. Whenever I started printing T-shirts, I didn't think about, like, you know, what are they going to think of me because I'm just printing T-shirts. You know, I didn't really care. You know, it's something that I wanted to do. I made it work.
Yeah.
And look at you. You know, like, I mean, you wanted to play the guitar, and then here you are, you know, 4 years later. We're just going to stick with that story.
You just have to,
We're going to stick with it.
Get over that.
We're going to stick with it. But yeah,
you just have to do it, man.
4 years later, and hell.
And you have to fail at it.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, you had a lot of T-shirt designs that you probably, for songs for me, I mean, there's probably 1 out of 10 that I end up wanting to actually maybe cut and record and release. And sometimes I record them and I don't even release them. So, but it's the same with your designs. Mm-hmm. People don't see that.
No,
you know?
That goes back to podcasting. You know, I've probably made about 30 of these.
Oh yeah,
and I've got 5 out. You know,
yeah,
it's
hard when you go back and listen to your own.
Yeah.
Is it weird listening to your own voice?
It was at first, but now it's kind of like, you know, it's whatever. I mean, but the first initial one, you know, it's weird looking at it now. Whenever I first started it, it was weird. I was like, man, that's cringe. And so, you know, like, I don't want to put that out. I don't want people to see that. But now it's just like, hey, here it is. Me and Brett.
I feel like we're having the same conversation we'd be having right now if we weren't on a podcast.
Exactly.
You know?
Which, like I said, if you ever want to use this
friendly neighbors. You know?
He didn't. By the way, he didn't travel very far to get here. We were just kidding.
We're next door neighbors.
he's just right there. Talking about that camper. I'm looking at that camper. You see ours out there?
Oh, all the time, man.
How many nights have you stayed in that one out there?
Not many at all.
No?
That's my grandma's camper. My dad's mom, she lives in Mississippi, so when she comes, she'll stay there. But
that camper life is different.
One day I've kind of wanted to try living in a camper at some point in my life.
If I would have known
single, I want to be single for a while.
Single. I mean, honestly, I'm married and with kids, and I still want to live in it. Don't tell them I said
every
that.
now and then. No, they're not in here.
I'm cutting this part out. But.
Good call.
No, but
they
it's
turned
fun.
it off by now anyway.
It's fun, but man, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
so much work.
They get nasty too, don't they?
Oh yeah,
cobwebs and all that stuff.
Well, ours hasn't yet, but I'm sure it will.
Right,
but the inside of it with kids, it's gonna get nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
no doubt,
it's inevitable. I mean,
it is fun though.
We pull up to the RV park and then immediately kids get in there and they're just stuff everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean it's everywhere, but I mean it's fun.
You go out to Leslie and Kai's pretty often.
That's where we were keeping it.
Yeah,
and then now we're going to Perrin. That's north of Mineral Wells.
Oh, okay. Pretty area, man.
Yeah, it is. And it's fun, though. We've gone there for the past 3 years. I'm not saying good decisions have been made.
Oh.
But
it's a camp. I mean, it's part of it.
Yeah.
You know, good memories were made.
Oh, yeah.
The ones
what we remember. Yeah, the ones we remember.
Yeah. That could be a lyric. Hey, look.
Yeah.
We could write, you know.
Don't get me started. We'll get one going right quick.
It's one of those things. I don't know if you're the same with your art, but like we were talking about writer's block a little bit, but once you start, do you kind of, is it like that's what you're doing until you're finished?
Yeah.
That's how I am with songs.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to stop.
Yeah.
Like I said, literally, like whenever we did that, whenever I was painting the horse, and I'll show it to you in a little bit.
Yeah.
I was painting the horse, and she was painting that. So she painted that for maybe about an hour, like say an hour and a half. And then I stayed on that painting for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop. I mean, it was just, but I enjoyed it, you know.
And you can just do it and not look up, I bet.
Yeah. I mean, I was sitting there just painting at it, and Kelsey was like, "You're done." I was like, "No, I'm not. I got about 15 more hours on this thing probably." And she was like, "It looks done." I was like, "No, it's to you." And which I probably should just throw some eyes on it, and I like, this is what it looks like. I should throw some eyes on it and be good, but for me, that's how it worked. Like I can't stop at this. Like I can't just throw some eyes on it. That's going to take me a little bit. And that may be the reason why I don't do that as much. Is because once I get into it, it's just like, you know, I'm there.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
But I mean, songwriting, is that kind of the same? Do you get in like a zone where you just don't do anything? You're just sitting there just like, oh man, I got to get this done. Or, I mean, how does that work?
Yeah. When I start a song, I want to finish it that night. And I'm real, like, I love English. And I love poetry, I guess. Not just poetry in general, but I love good songwriting. And
See,
I love kind of being a poet, but with music. I wouldn't want to just write. I wouldn't necessarily want to just write lyrics without chords, but you know, it's one of those things where I'm not gonna quit until I've stopped. I have a hard time with like writing one chunk of a song at a time.
Oh, I hated English.
Hated English.
Oh,
yeah.
Really? Oh yeah.
I love it. I love it a little too much to where it drives me nuts. Like, I don't even like misspelling things or like.
Yeah. I get. You know. Yeah.
Like I get weird about like where am I supposed to use a comma even when I'm just texting like a buddy.
No, not me.
Your thing drives me nuts.
I failed. I mean, like during high school, like I didn't read any books. You always had to read books, RC points, whatever points. I never read books. I think I read one book in my whole high school career. I mean, and that's just how it was. That's high school, man. I hated reading, but I mean, I like math. Yeah, it's just. But English, the whole English subject, it was just for the birds for me.
Yeah. And it's kind of subjective too in some ways.
Yeah. Like, why do I need to know this? But then that's the same thing with math. Like, why do you need to know why a squared plus b squared equals c squared?
Exactly,
like man. So, I guess to each your own.
Yeah. So every now and then I'll see some stuff in real life where it kind of reflects what we learned, but most of the time if I looked back at those old things, I think
you learn it.
I stressed on this a lot to not use it in real life.
Exactly.
You know?
But I think you learn it to teach your kids. Like the other day, Kinsley was doing homework, and it was easy stuff. And I was like, "How do you not know this?"
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I still remember it, but
and it's kind of fun a little bit when you know.
I was like, man,
that's what I like about math.
I was like, man, I know it still. It's because I'm smart.
Yeah, I'm a genius
for the most part. I actually enjoy helping her with her math homework.
Yeah.
I mean,
math was not my subject, but I've been subbing at the schools lately, and
how's that?
It's pretty fun, man.
Kids like high school or
all the ages, but
man,
a lot of elementary this year for whatever reason.
Dude, get me in a classroom, I'd be man. No, you don't want to get me in a classroom.
You should try it. Hector.
Oh, dude, heck no. Heck no, man.
It's really not for everybody.
It's not,
man.
No, exactly. I would not be nice to them kids. That's probably why.
I'm just one of those guys that can let something in one ear and kind of right out the other.
That's what marriage does to you.
I bet, man. Maybe I'll
I'm
be
sorry.
Maybe
I'm
I'll
sorry.
be good at.
I'm just kidding.
Maybe I'll be good
kidding.
at that. One of these days. Give me 10 years or so.
Yeah.
But
she's very lucky to be with me. Very lucky.
She's the lucky one for sure, no doubt.
Oh man, talking about camping. Do you got any? Did y'all ever go on like camping trips? Like, I know now. Tell them something that y'all do. Y'all go to MLB games.
Yeah.
So how what do y'all do on that? I know there's something there, but I don't really.
So I'm a baseball nut. Like I'm a big time baseball nerd. Like, I really don't even love talking baseball to people because I don't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A lot of times when I talk baseball with people, like, my mind goes to thinking, like, oh, these people are stupid. But I don't want to, like, talk to them and make them feel stupid, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
you can make me feel stupid.
I just love baseball, man. And I love MLB especially.
Yeah.
And so my parents my mom came up with the idea.
Yeah, this is a mom
It's
idea
a mom
for
thing,
sure.
no doubt about it.
Dad wasn't like, let's do this.
Yeah. When I was probably, I guess, younger than Kinsley's age, probably like 5th, 6th grade, to go to all of the MLB parks.
Yeah.
And we've gone to 20, 21, 22 so far. Now, this started when I was about 13, 14. No, 10, 11.
Yeah.
And anyway, you know, we've been to a lot of cities because of that. And
That's cool.
we don't
man.
just go to the games
freaking awesome.
and come home. You know, there's just so much that goes on. This year we took a road trip up to some random spots that you don't really think to go to. We went to Kansas City because the Royals play there, and then we watched the Twins in Minneapolis, and we watched the Brewers in Milwaukee.
All in one trip?
All in one trip, yeah. One
cool,
pretty
dude.
long, interesting road trip with the family all in one car.
Awesome,
you know?
bro.
Really cool.
I mean, I'm sure. Like I grew up with two older sisters and an older brother.
Yeah.
And anytime, dude, we go to Abilene, and it's freaking. I'd have a black eye whenever we got back into town. Sisters would have cuts on them and stuff
Abilene,
like that.
you know? Those trips felt so long as a kid.
Yeah, dude. My brother lost a tooth one time. I mean,
Dude, it happens. It happens fast.
But so
We
how was it
argue
with,
over where to eat and all that.
So how was it with y'all? Like, I mean, that's a long trip. Y'all went to go see 3 games, and that was how long ago? Just like
this June, probably last
Yeah.
June. Yeah, those were our last 3 that we.
it's a lot of family bonding. That's for sure.
No doubt about it.
gotta-
Yeah.
Got to get along.
This year, me and Mom were the only ones that went to the actual games.
Yeah.
The others went and did some other fun things.
Yeah.
Checked out the cities and whatever, but
So you're at about 20. About 22?
About 20. Yeah.
That's cool. I'm at 1.
The new one.
No.
Old
Globe
one?
Life.
Nice.
Is it Globe Life?
Yep.
Yeah, Globe Life.
Yep.
Have you been to the new one?
I
yet?
have. Yeah. I love the new one, man. But I love the old one. The old
Yeah.
one has my heart, but the new one's just so efficient, I guess. I just love the AC, you know.
In the new one?
And I love that we're playing good in the new one.
Explain to me where they're at right now, because
Okay.
I'm a Ranger fan.
Yeah.
I don't know that sport like I do the NFL.
Right.
So
I'm the same with.
explain to us where the Texas Rangers are at. So what's today? October 5th.
Yeah, on October 5th,
I don't know when this is coming out.
we just won the wild card series against the Tampa Bay Rays, and we're about to go to Baltimore to play in the American League Division Series, best of 5. So basically, this is the same in NFL. It's the divisional round. So there's this round, and then the league championship or conference championship, and then the World Series, Super Bowl. But we got 3 rounds left, best of 8 at this point. Or not best of 8, but the last 8 teams in it at this point. 5-game series, followed by a 7-game series, and then World Series, which is 7-game. So it's the closest we've been in a while.
It's been like what, 7, 8 years somewhere around there.
7 years. Yeah.
What was it like? We were 1 out away.
Oh God, I don't even want to talk about it, man.
We want to talk about it.
But yeah.
But wasn't it? No, I almost want to say it was 1 strike away.
Yeah, a couple different times in that game.
Yeah.
Painful,
But that's
man.
it. That's all we're gonna say.
Painful.
I mean, I
But,
don't want to.
hey,
I don't want.
I've got the Rangers
I don't want
on.
to.
I
I don't
wear
want
'em
to upset
every
the guest
day.
over here.
No, you're good, man.
But I remember that I was into that at the time. I was
Yeah.
into the World Series. I was just watching. I wouldn't necessarily watched. I didn't watch it till they got there. But but I remember I'm like just 1 strike.
Oh man, I was
Okay, that's
in
it.
4th
That's all.
grade and I said a bad word for the first time. I'll say that.
4th grade. Oh my gosh, I was at.
You're learning new words,
Yeah.
and
I was at a high school. I think I'm pretty sure I was. So that started whenever you were young.
yeah, real young. Went to my first game in probably 2nd grade.
Yeah.
Just been
That's
hooked
cool.
ever since. Man.
That's cool to just see everything, and that gets you traveling everywhere.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
the furthest you've traveled?
Farthest I've traveled, I mean, up there in Minneapolis, that's real far north.
Yeah.
I've only left the country like a couple times on some little Mexico cruises, but
Have you been to New York?
No, I haven't.
You didn't go to New York?
Never been to New York. I've been to D.C. I've been to Philly. Philly's probably the farthest northeast that I've been.
Man, you got to watch it over Philly.
Yeah, you do. I don't know, man. You got to hate the Eagles, of course,
Yeah.
but like, I respect the Philly faithful, man.
Man,
all their teams.
they haven't
through
been
thick
good.
and thin.
Oh, through thick and
A lot of
thin.
Yeah, a lot of thin.
Lot of thin.
I love that though.
Yeah, that goes back with me too. And like my Niners, I mean, like I said, I didn't jump on the bandwagon whenever they were doing good. I was with them whenever they were doing bad, and it was embarrassing.
And you got to. And,
It was really embarrassing.
but it builds character.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like a joke, but it really does. And
I'm a 49er fan. I'm not scared.
when you get those moments when it pays off, and I guess you haven't seen a Super Bowl in your lifetime then with the Niners, or not a win.
No.
But got to make a couple runs.
Yeah.
Those playoff wins make it worth it, man.
So that's why I still don't kind of like. I got Russell Wilson in my fantasy, but I still don't like the game.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, because I mean, he did us dirty in Seattle. Like whenever he.
Oh yeah.
I mean, every single time we played them, it was
Same division too, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. Like we
We
would
saw him at least twice a year.
we would need to hold them on third and down there 25, and it ends up to where we lose the game because he made a first down on a freaking 3rd and 25.
That's how I feel about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate
Part of
Russell
me,
Wilson.
I mean, this is wrong, but part of me was a little bit.
Oh yeah, he man.
I might have grinned just a tiny
just
bit.
a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
I thought it was actually a kind of a freak deal. I mean, I was like, the dude didn't get he didn't even get hurt. He walked off on his own.
Yeah.
But then you see the replay and you see that thing snap back up, and I was like, man,
What was it?
Achilles. He tore it.
Such a bad
He
one.
snapped it completely.
That one makes me. I couldn't be a doctor, nurse, anything like that.
Yeah, it was tough.
It just makes my stomach.
He's out. Yeah, that his whole calf muscle just came up. Yeah, it was bad. I was like, I guess it's not a script. So
Yeah, man.
he actually did get hurt. So it's all right.
Yeah, and I always wonder that with NFL.
He may be done for his career. He's old.
Do you follow like NFL memes
Oh, yeah,
and stuff
for
like
sure.
that? So you see the scripts,
for
all the
sure. Oh,
script
yeah.
memes. I love those.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, not as scripted as the NBA, but it's pretty.
It's fair.
It's hard to say it's not.
The NBA needs it, I guess.
Yeah. So, all right, man. What else can we talk about today? You want to play anything else for us? Or
sure, I'll
you want to
play
play one more? Or
Yeah, I'll play
We'll end
2
it
more.
on.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
I'll do an original and a cover.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead and do an original.
I'm gonna get a
first.
beer.
Sweet. This one's called "Shelter Me." This is not a true story at all, but it's just kind of one I kind of made up. Made up trying to write somewhat of a love song, but in my own kind of messed up way. I'm homeless. I'm a man without a job. Won't you give me purpose? Can you show me how to stop this dying? 'Cause it ain't alright with me. I'm tired of this lying on the cold, dead, empty street. If you help me make it through, show me what to do. I listen, I do just what you'd say. If it meant you'd stick around, if it meant that you would stay. Can you hear me? I'm begging on my knees, so tell me what to do for you to shelter me, shelter me. Be patient,
take a pill or two. You're the only medication I prescribe myself to. Not over. Dose on your advice. If I could rain down on your shoulder, if I could have you in my life, if you help me make it through, if you tell me what to do, I listen, do just what you'd say. If it meant you'd stick around, if it meant that you would stay, can you hear me? I'm begging on my knees, so tell me what to do for you to shelter me, shelter me, for you to shelter me. I listen, I do just what you'd say. If it meant you'd stick around, if it meant that you would stay, can you hear me? I'm begging on my knees, so tell me what to do for you to shelter me, shelter me, for you to shelter me.
It's called Shelter Me. That'll be out when I get some money to record it, I guess.
Oh, that's not even out yet.
No.
Not even released,
Yep,
and y'all are hearing it
unreleased.
first. Well,
That's
it'll
why
be.
y'all gotta listen to. What's your podcast name?
This is live.
This is live.
I didn't even say that, but yeah, this is
why I
called
listen to
This is live. Man, never before heard. I've never heard that song.
No, I haven't played it a whole lot live
Yeah.
either. So
That's a good song.
that's a fun one. It's a
Not true.
It'll be a
though.
rocker.
It's
You know?
not true.
No, not true.
Not true.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, not homeless right now. You know,
Man.
living at the parents' house next door. So.
Well, whenever you listen to it, it's going to sound exactly like that on iTunes. I promise you.
We'll see. No auto tune. So.
No auto tune. I can put it on there though.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got that. You got all the settings on you.
I'll put it on there
road.
whenever it comes out.
It's a sweet mixer, man.
There's not any type of any edited or anything. All you're going to hear is the noise cancellation.
Yeah.
That's about it. So
I know a guy that has a mic that it's like an auto tune mic, and
Oh,
sometimes
really?
he'll play his harmonica in the auto tune mic.
Oh, I bet that-
It's pretty cool.
yeah, I bet that
It's
sounds.
different.
That's a lot of auto tuning.
Yeah, it is.
There's so much tunes. Man, you play the harmonica.
I do.
Now, can you play the harmonica for
I-
sure, or is it more like a blowing into that thing and just making a tune?
Kind of making a tune. I'm
But it
not
sounds
like a
good.
train. You know, I can make music.
I think you can play the harmonica.
I can somewhat play it.
Yeah.
I've
sounds
heard
good.
guys that are better, but there's always somebody better. You know?
No, you played it whenever.
I can
You
make
played it a few times whenever I've listened to you. I've listened.
I can
to
play
you.
the little boys from Oklahoma. You know?
Yeah. Sounds good though, man. It sounds good.
Thank you, man.
What else you got for us? What
Well,
else?
I'm gonna play
We can close on
a
this
cover.
next one.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, this is like a concert in my house, my back room.
these are my favorite kinds.
Yeah.
Just feels wrong with the headphones on. So.
Yeah. Here, you can put it right here. Let me see it right here. I'll get it out of your way. Set it right here.
I like them when we're talking.
Yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds clear.
It does, real clear. Everybody always loves this cover, especially at the private parties.
Never meant to cause you any sorrow. Never meant to cause you any pain. Only wanted one time to see you laughing. Only wanna see you laughing in the purple rain, purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only wanna see you laughing in the purple rain. Never wanted to be your weekend lover. Only wanted to be some kind of friend. Honey, I can never steal you from another. It's such a shame our friendship had to end. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only wanna see you laughing in the purple rain. Honey, I know times are changing. It's time we all reach out for something new. Say you wanna lead her, she can't seem to make up your mind. Think you better close it. Let me guide you into the purple rain, purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, oh, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only wanna see you underneath the purple rain.
How long did it take you to make? How long did it take you to learn that one?
Not too long.
No,
really.
yeah.
Bo Wimberly was the one that told me I ought to try to learn that one. I'd never thought of learning
That sounds good.
a song quite like that, you know. But
I think.
well, and you hear, I heard it, and I didn't think that it would be in my vocal range because Prince is such a high singer. But I kind of do it in my own like Texas country way.
But you make it sound good. I mean, the way you sing it sounds good.
Thank
the way
you.
you sing it sounds good. I know Prince has probably a.
He's got some.
Can you sing pretty high now? Are you able to sing pretty high?
I can sing kind of high, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
pretty high.
I just do. It's just not my. It's not what I'm like trying to
Yeah.
sound like either.
Yeah.
Though, you know, I don't really want to be a pop.
Now are you a
top singer,
You
I
a
guess.
karaoke? You a karaoke singer when
Man,
the time arrives?
When the time arrives, we'll just say that.
dude,
There's a time and place, and
that's the same thing with me. Like I'll sing karaoke, but I mean once I'm on the karaoke mic, it's gonna be hard to take me off.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
it's that initial.
it's like
that
art and writing songs.
Dude, it's
you
the
know,
initial jump. Once I'm there, I'm there. Dude.
it's fun, man.
Well, man,
I don't necessarily love like karaoke nights or anything, but like once they happen, and it gets fun all of a sudden, you know.
Well, I appreciate you, man.
Of
really,
course, man.
I really
Thank
do.
you for having me.
I really
It's
appreciate
been
you
a
coming
blast.
in and
Long commute for me, so you'll have
Oh, I
to
know, man.
compensate,
I'm sorry. I
If you ever want to
appreciate
have
you.
another guest and want to have a three-way discussion, just let me know, man. I just love this type of thing.
Yeah,
I've
for sure.
always thought about having my own too.
Well, you're
It's
not
another
too far
expensive
away.
Hobby.
Hey, it's
gotta
not expensive whenever
get
you
into.
can just come over here.
Yeah,
and,
that's true. True that.
Hey, this is Brett Patterson, by the way, if you forgot from earlier. Man, like I said, I appreciate you coming in. Of
course.
Now they get to see what you can do. And whoever hasn't seen you can really see what you
And come see me
talent,
again
the
if you have
talent.
seen me, you know.
Man.
I try to work on my stuff. So
when's their next dates? I mean, prior to, I'm going to try to get this out in about 2 weeks.
Oh, cool.
So do you got any big places you're playing at in the next month or so, like in November, that you can think of?
I know that last weekend of October I'm playing on October 28th, and if this comes out later,
Yeah.
you can just edit it out. But I'm playing at Matera Bar and Grill in Abilene, and then in November, I know there's a date. I think that first week of November, I'm playing in Fort Worth. I'm trying to remember the name of the spot, but I can't.
Right.
And then I'm playing a private party in Athens. That'll be a good drive sometime in November.
Athens, huh?
Yeah, 16th, somewhere around then.
So, what do you have any type of social media they can follow or anything?
Oh, yeah. You can follow my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
I'll put
TikTok.
I'll put that all right
I
here.
like Instagram. And
You do some TikToking,
Yeah,
huh?
I do a little talking.
Dude, I like talking, man.
You do some too.
Oh,
don't
yeah,
you?
dude, it's fun.
You've had a couple get some views,
Oh,
haven't
dude,
you?
yeah, I washed my dang shoes and they got about
Yeah.
4 million views.
I remember the one-
Appreciate it, viewers.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
for sure. I'm just, dude, those algorithms are constantly
I know.
changing. You just kind of hope you strike gold. Make something kind of cool. Hope
Something.
it strikes gold.
I
you
mean,
know?
and
I feel like the video, I've had some do decent, but I feel like the one that's going to pop off for me is going to be the one that I put no thought into.
nothing.
It's just going to be
Yeah.
a stupid video that popped off at the right time.
Oh, dude, that's how it was with the one I put. I mean, and then I was getting notifications like you wouldn't believe. I mean, you have something
Did you do it
that
with
has,
that camera?
No, it was with my phone.
Do it with your phone?
Yeah,
The phone cameras are great.
Oh,
man.
dude, I had like.
Sometimes I wonder why we even buy.
Oh, yeah, I know.
cameras, you
I mean, I think my cameras. I mean, that's a good, but I mean,
Yeah, it is.
This is good too. I mean, this is
Yeah,
this
it
would be
is.
just as good.
It is.
But I mean, I didn't necessarily think I was going to go do anything, and then here you go, boom, 4 million views.
I remember the one I really liked that you made was it a sunset? Did you get like a
Oh yeah, in the front yard,
and
probably.
you
Yeah,
made it a fast forward deal?
Yeah.
That was cool, and it blew up, didn't it?
yeah, I did. So,
You never know, man.
you never know. Well, I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna have some
just
Brett
put my
Patterson
music
on there.
behind
yeah, I will.
you know?
I will.
It's a
that's for
win-win
sure.
situation for Columbia Circle, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'll put you for sure on there. I'll get you some clips going,
Sweet.
tag you in them. So, y'all, hey, everybody go follow this guy.
follow him. Brett Patterson
And,
Music.
Yeah,
That'll
Brett
be the
Patterson
tag
Music.
more times
That's
than
what you're
enough.
going to see. That's what you're going to hear. You're not going to hear any type of auto-tune going.
No, sir. No, sir.
And that's going to be it. So,
Because I record them on my iPhone. I can't do that anyway.
I appreciate it, man.
I'm homeless. I'm a man without a job. Won't you give me purpose? Can you show me how to stop this dying? 'Cause it ain't alright.